Well, hey everybody, welcome into Monday. Welcome in. I am doing a little, this is a little pick a card reading for you guys. I want to start doing these Monday morning videos. I know this is a holiday in the States, in many parts of the States anyway. Well, yeah, it's a holiday in the States. So I want to, I don't care, still Monday morning. And this is really about abundance. This is really about the week ahead, the message for you, the week ahead. What does your higher self want you to know about how you're operating this week? So you watch a lot of our videos that have to do with your zodiac sign and everything. This is really one of those kinds of reading that goes right to you, okay? So I'm going to be using, this is a new deck I have, which is really awesome, the Health and the Law of Attraction cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks, The Teachings of Abraham. I don't know if you've seen them or seen what she does or what they do. It's really fascinating and great stuff. So you might want to check them out on YouTube. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Also, I'm going to use the Sacred Traveler deck from Denise Lynn. And then each has a little tarot reading I pulled. In the extended, I will go deeper into all of it. Okay? So, now I want you just to take a deep breath and kind of ground yourself a little bit. Ground yourself in asking a question of your higher self. What do you want me to know right now? What is important for me to know and understand about my journey in terms of my career, in terms of my abundance, in terms of how I'm drawing these things to me or resisting them? So take a deep breath, kind of soften your eyes a little bit, and choose one of these piles, okay? You and I work together in this. This is what's so cool about these readings is your intuition, my intuition, simpatico. All right, so this is group A, and this is group B, and this is group C. So just go with your intuition. What is your intuition telling you? I know the sun is right there, shining on us, so I feel like that's a good sign. All right, so I'm going to start with group A. I'm going to move group B and C here off to the side. We'll see those in just a minute here. But for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take group A. Let me do this. And the first card I pulled, oh, okay. Joy and Delight. This comes from the Sacred Traveler deck. And this is really about opening your heart to joy. One of the things I do with this channel is I believe that joy has the power of transformation. It has worked that way for me in my life, and it has worked for countless other people that I have worked with, that once you center on what brings you joy, what you center on that, there's a reason for that. That is connected. Okay, that is something that's very important for you to understand. That joy, it's not just this frivolous, woo, happy kind of thing. It is very important to your progress. I pulled 3 of the Esther Hicks cards. I can balance my vibration between my desires and my beliefs. Boy, is that an important one. When you're listening to your powerful emotional guidance system, you would never enter an environment where your well-being could be threatened. We're not attempting to alter your beliefs, for we do not see your beliefs as inappropriate. It is our desire to make you aware of your own emotional guidance system so that you can achieve the balance of vibration between your desires and your beliefs. Doing the right thing for you, okay, means to do that which is in harmony with your intent and which is in harmony with your current beliefs. Okay, so there's a message here about joy, about being happy at what you're doing. That's kind of an important thing. If you're finding yourself really struggling with that, you might need to be balancing your desires and your beliefs. When you're really not happy at something, your beliefs are out of alignment with that thing. It is that is your higher self's way of sharing with you that, like, hey, you're really out of alignment. And a lot of people are. They take jobs or they take things, just to pay the mortgage, just to do those things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the happiness level can be out of whack, and that can cause problems for that job. So if you're going to do something that is, quote, for the money, the more we evolve, the more we go toward being more in alignment with our joy, the less likely those things are going to be able to actually provide revenue and funding for your life, because the alignment won't be there. And I fell out of alignment in doing the work I had been doing, and got fired a couple times. So it's more important to have some joy, have some alignment with what you're doing, even if it's not completely in alignment with where you want to go. Okay, everything's a process. Okay. The second one is a number 3 card. Complaining about complaining is also complaining. So when you're in those kinds of situations, when you're in jobs or something like that, I used to always say this, and this was my biggest pet peeve in corporate America. People you'd see them on Monday morning and they'd be like, well, it's Monday. You see them on Wednesday and they go, oh, it's hump day. And then Friday, thank God it's Friday. And I was always like, you're wasting your life, because you're spending your whole time trying to get out of a situation that you're in. And there's a poem called The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. You should look it up, because it's about meeting out your life in coffee spoons. And that's what a lot of people do when they have corporate jobs, or they have jobs that they don't like. And some people love their corporate jobs, don't get me wrong. But when you're out of alignment, when you're in a situation that is not in alignment with where you're going or where you want to go, like when you're awake, when you are woke, it's a lot harder to stay in alignment with work that no longer serves that purpose. And so that can happen to a lot of people when they come awake, is they have these issues with work and with their livelihood because they're not able to sustain those jobs anymore. Before you were awake, it was like, who cares? But now you know. That's a problem. So complaining about complaining is also complaining. Most people do not realize that as they continue to find things to complain about, they are disallowing their own physical well-being. Many do not realize that before they were complaining about an aching body or chronic disease, they were complaining about many other things first. It does not matter if the object of your complaint is someone you are angry with, behavior in others, a job you don't like, or something that you believe is wrong, or something that is wrong with your physical body. Complaining is complaining, and it disallows improvement. So that's just a little bit of wisdom here for you to take into the week. See how much time you spend complaining. That's an important piece, okay? The third card here is when I want it and allow it, I create it. So you can want something, but you don't believe it's real. You don't believe it can actually happen in your life. You don't believe that you can build a YouTube channel and have a life where you're enjoying yourself. You don't believe those things. It's the belief that is causing the block. Do you want it? Sure. But I don't believe it. It's not real. It can't be real. And so just suspending that disbelief. The 2 factors required in the creation of anything are to want it and to allow it, or desire and belief. Usually once people have focused upon problems enough that they have disallowed their well-being and they are seriously ill, they then turn to their undivided attention to the illness, thus perpetuating it more. Or they turn their undivided attention to the fact that they don't have any money, thus perpetuating it more. Sometimes doctors can influence your belief in wellness if they have a process or a remedy that they believe will help you. In that case, 2 factors that bring about your healing are the same: desire and belief. Okay, so you can be focused on losing a lot of weight or losing weight and being healthier. And if you go to a doctor or a nurse practitioner or someone who doesn't really believe you can do it, you're not going to do it. Because you then believe them as the expert, right? You believe them. If they're like, oh my God, you can totally do this, you will believe them too. You got me? So which do you want? You want to believe them, or believe them in a negative way, or believe them in a positive way? Okay? So, wow. Okay. So the card underneath is Lovers, Gemini energy here. You are Ace of Cups. That is you. I'll lay this all out and then we'll talk about it. Hierophant, Judgment. There's definitely some spiritual, this is the situation. You might be in something very traditional right now, but you're being awake, you're being This is non-traditional, right? This is you getting messages, downloading your intuition, things like that. This is more traditional. This is like something coming through a human being. A message from another person, me, a message from someone else can start the ball rolling, but you eventually have to listen to your own inner guidance. It's sort of like, hey, a lot of people, a lot of teachers, a lot of traditional, priests or gurus or whatever, however you sort of look at it. Sometimes you need to get the idea in your head about a thing, and then you can take it from there. But your brain, as far as we know, right? Your brain cannot embrace something that it does not know about. And that's why you learn. That's why you read. That's why you watch documentary. That's why you go to lectures and hear from people who are embracing those things. Most things come to you through this way. Once you're awake, once you're hearing things, then you're able to explore and you're getting more information. My job here is to help decipher the unknowable or the hidden knowledge and share that with you so that you can then take that further, all right, in your life. Look at this. Fool. The universe is trying to say to you that your new path is coming very quickly here. So the things that are holding you back are some of the things I just talked about, and something new here, very important. One more here. Four of Pentacles. So in the past, there's been a lot of holding back. In the past, there's been holding on to situations for money because you believed that they were going to help you. You believed that they were, they had some function in your life. But now, being awake or being aware of things, right? This Ace of Cups, the universe is showing you that there's new stuff. There's new cool things. There's new ways of making a living. There's new interesting people to talk to that will give you new ideas. There is a fire sign here that may be very instrumental. Aries, Leo, Sag. Also this Gemini energy. It's you and this person, and then the guidance coming from above. So some type of relationship is going to factor in this. It's almost like you're looking to other people. You're looking to a guru, you're looking to a tarot reading, you're looking to a person who's bringing this information, but then you do it. All right, then you're the one doing it instead of looking to other people to bring it in. That's the new path here. And so becoming a teacher, Gemini is teacher. Okay. So this is, you're getting the information. And I feel like this is a partnership. This is with somebody. Like I said, Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini energy here, Taurus energy. They are helping you ground it. They're helping you make it real. Page of Wands is a spark, a new idea, new information, new, right? New message coming out. This person is really bringing something to you that you can then both together, right? It's the Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel speaking to the humans. And, I talk a lot about Glenn Fry. I talk a lot about Maya Angelou, about, knowing that you're the conduit, knowing that you're getting the song, the poem, the creative spark, whatever it is, comes from somewhere through you. Your job here is to have those creative sparks and to bring something new into being. No more of this. No more of just holding on to something just to survive. Okay? We're not doing that anymore. We're moving into something much more expansive. Okay? So Group A, I'm going to continue on with this. There's an extended read for this to see where we go, if you like. If not, Group B is next. All right, Group B, here we are. Yay, here we are. So, hey, check this out. Solitude. Wow. In silence, peace prevails. Something going on that needs your undivided attention. You see how she's looking very intently. See how she's looking very intently at that bow, and she's, sort of in herself. This is a meditation piece too that is required. I will never die, but I will withdraw consciousness from this body. There is never an ending to consciousness of you. So really, there is no death. But there will come a time when your consciousness will flow through this particular physical body that you identify as you. But when you focus negatively and diminish your connection to source energy, your physical experience is shortened. For your physical apparatus cannot sustain long term without source energy replenishment. Your negative emotion is a signal that you are cutting off the source energy of replenishment. Get happy and live long. I had this conversation just this morning with somebody who was so intent and focused on a thing that they weren't really taking care of themselves. You can't help anybody else if you're not taking care of yourself. And I know that that's a message that a lot of little girls especially have received, and little boys. You must take care of your family, right? You must take care, and all of these things are real and true. It reminds me of Robin Williams in the Dead Poets Society, when he has the guys around and he's saying, law and medicine, these are all noble pursuits, but the reason we live is for love. The reason we write poetry is to woo women, right? It's about love and happiness and being happy in your life. And when you're happy in your life, you can be happy in your work, you can be happy in all other things. And it does flow from being mindfulness, from this solitude place. Interesting. Before I take any action, I will seek my vibrational alignment. Seek your vibrational alignment first, and then follow through with inspired action. Let your medical community assist you in your recovery, but do not ask them to do the impossible. Do not ask them to give you a cure to compensate for your misalignment of energy. We want you to know that you have the power to accomplish anything that you desire, but you cannot look outside yourself for the validation to do so. Your validation will come from within in the form of emotion. That's why you need to be in silence right now and being focused on your consciousness and how you're connected with the divine. Oh, and this is another thing. When I follow my bliss, I avoid foods that do not serve me. Do you ever notice when you're really hangry, you're going to pick up a candy bar or you're going to do something that isn't really healthy, right, for yourself, as you have a desire to be slender, but a belief that eating this food will make you fat would feel negative emotion if you began to eat the food. And so if you are following your bliss, you would find yourself feeling good about eating the things that do harmonize with your beliefs, but bad about eating things that do not. Once a desire has been established within you, it is not possible to offer behavior that you believe contradicts it without a feeling of a negative emotion. So when you're feeling stress, when you're feeling upset, and a lot of people eat emotionally, right? It just perpetuates this cycle. It perpetuates the cycle of negativity. So instead of, what this is saying to me is finding your alignment, seeking your vibrational alignment, and then all the other pieces will flow in alignment to that. So yes, you may lose jobs. Yes, you may lose people. All these things may happen, but it's for a purpose. It's for a purpose. So this is the order in which I threw down this reading. 4 of Cups underneath, Magician, Ace of Wands, 3 of Swords, 10 of Cups, 2 of Wands, 5 of Swords, and 6 of Wands. So this says to me that maybe you might be focusing on some things that aren't important. Okay, things that are in the past, things that are not fulfilling to you, instead of allowing the Ace of Cups to come in, and that is fulfillment. See how stubborn she is? She's got her hands on her hips and she's like willing those 3 of Cups. It's almost like she wants this person. You might be, in terms of a relationship, you might have been friend zoned. But in terms of your daily life and how you're living in this world, you might be focusing on things and expecting them to deliver something that they just simply are not aligned with doing. So you may be focusing on a relationship that you want love and marriage from, but that's not what the relationship is about. Okay. You may be focused on, spending all your effort and time on a job that you want to create, and your alignment is you're wanting to create fulfillment. You're wanting to create freedom in your life, but that job is never going to do it. Right? Focusing on the thing, even focusing on an external thing. It's almost like what this is saying to me, solitude, and then the I will never die, but but I will withdraw consciousness from this body, is focusing on the consciousness, focusing on the alignment, and then everything else will follow, which is so on point for me. And that's how I have really lived my life only over the past 5 years, I want to say. Okay. But it took some doing to stop focusing externally and start focusing internally. And that's what this is saying to you. All new beginnings come from your own manifestation, right? The Magician and the Ace of Wands. The new beginning is available to you. I do feel like for a short period of time here, while you're aligning your consciousness with this happiness, joy, fulfillment in every way, and you're wanting this new beginning, you're deciding to do this, you've made a decision to do this, and you're manifesting this, Magician, some people are going to leave. Some other people are not going to like it very much. I've told some of you that I had to fire my sibling because they were not in alignment with what I was trying to do. They were trying to help me professionally, and they are very talented at what they do, but they refused to, or not refused, they're just not in alignment with my path. And so they can't really be helping me. Even if they're, the best doctor in the world, if they don't believe in a certain way of healing, if they're not embracing the whole system instead of just, it's like thinking that the lungs or the heart or the brain or any vital organ in your life operates as an independent system. That's ridiculous. It is a system. It all operates together. So if you notice, there are some doctors who have really embraced that. That's more of a holistic way of looking at it. Western medicine for a couple of 100 years has been very focused on, I'm a heart doctor, I'm a lung doctor, I'm an eye doctor, I'm a foot doctor, right? And all of these things have relevance to each other. Okay? This is all systems, right? If you have diabetes, your system doesn't accurately manage sugar the way it should. You have wound problems, you have foot problems, you have other kinds of health problems, and you may seek out a specialist for each of those, but it really all goes back to one system. And doctors are embracing that to a certain degree. But what we're talking about is from the inside, creating a lifestyle, creating, removing stress, creating better eating habits, creating better ways of managing your life and your time and how you're expending your energy in the world. That's a significantly bigger challenge, right? It's going to a soul-sucking job every day and expecting your life to be full of happiness and joy. Not impossible, because you're spending such a huge portion of your time in a place that literally drains your life energy. So what's happening? You're looking to outside resources to get that energy back. Instead, the universe is saying, look to the inside resources. Change will happen, and people will not like it. People will not like it. People will be either, people will leave you, people will walk away from you. In the past, you have overcome some things, and a new way of life in service to this idea of freedom and happiness is going to rub some people the wrong way here. So you may experience some discomfort. Let's see where we go here. 5 of Wands. There's fives here. So fives are, we've got aces, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're moving 6, okay? We're trying to get to 10 here. All right, 7. There's 7. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's not all of the same suit, but it is progression. It is progress, okay? There's the other 5. We have 3 of the 4 fives. The one that's missing is 5 of Cups. And I feel like that's the thing you're trying to hold on to the most, okay? 8 of Pentacles. This is a do your work and the love will follow. Let go of toxic situations and the love will follow. What now may happen is because you're shifting the way you're manifesting in your life, the energy of how that's happening is going to drain out of it. That's going to drain away. And that might be cause for some fear. Okay, you may stop because of fear of loss of job, loss of money. You may fear that other people are going to be not helpful. You need to look just to yourself right now. Just to yourself right now. Okay, so I'm going to continue with this. I'm going to look at, give you some more advice about how this may go. I'm going to throw another reading here about going deeper. These are all pretty small cards, all right? These are all process cards. They're not big things, because the big thing is shifting into your own solitude, your own internal consciousness, and letting go of this idea of looking to things. It's like you look to a certain person to provide you with happiness and joy when you need to look to yourself. And then the person who's already in alignment with that will show up. Okay? So I'm going to continue with this reading. I will look at timing. I will look at how things may unfold for you. The link is below for you. Group B. See you over there. Hi, Group C. How are you? Saving the best for last, no doubt. Rainbow blessings. Hello, darlings. Blessings are showering your life. How about that? By changing my story, I can change my point of attraction. Boy, that's so important. The only reason it may seem like some past negative thinking is having an impact on your life now is because you have been continuing the negative train of thoughts or beliefs through all of those years. A belief that nothing is more than a chronic pattern of thought. Let me say it again. A belief is nothing more than a chronic pattern of thought. And you have to have the ability to begin a new pattern, tell a new story, achieve a different vibration, and change your point of attraction. As you find a better feeling thought, your point of attraction shifts right now. I love that one. When I hear this deck is Esther and Jerry Hicks. When I hear her talk about the point of attraction, I always think like that is the most practical spiritual advice I've ever heard in my life. And there's a lot of really great practical spiritual advice. Most are attracting their less than wellness by default. Most who are attracting less than wellness are doing so by default. They may very well desire wellness, but the majority of their thoughts do not support wellness. It is not a good idea to try to evaluate what anyone else is living, but you can always know where you stand relative to what you want. And if you pay attention to the feelings within you, you will find yourself guiding your thoughts more of the time in the direction of that which will ultimately please you. I like that. There is not a physical being who cannot achieve perfect health. Think about that for a second. There is not a physical apparatus, no matter what the state of deterioration, that cannot achieve perfect health. But that which you believe has everything to do with what you allow in your experience. If you have been convinced that something is not curable, that it is fatal, then you are told that you have it. Usually your belief will be that you will not survive, and you will not. But your survival has nothing to do with the disease and everything to do with your thoughts. I'm going to tell you a story about a friend of mine. A friend of mine, Lisa from high school, had a bout with breast cancer, and she survived it. But ever after then, it became her identity. She aligned herself with breast cancer. Not the cure of breast cancer, which she clearly had achieved some level of that. What our current medicine knows as a cure, okay, which is whatever it is for that particular person, and to be cancer-free for 5 or 10 years or whatever it is. And we look at that. But the belief that she held that moment in time was critical to her. She had not created an identity for herself. So when that happened, she sought that out as her identity, and it came back and killed her. Yep. So 7 of Wands, She did not align herself with the cure. She aligned herself with the disease. And I saw it on Facebook all the time. And then I was not surprised that within 2 years, she was gone. 9 of Cups at 44 years of age, okay? 9 of Cups, High Priestess, again, connecting yourself to the divine. Look at that. This 9 of Cups, I love this 9 of Cups because look at the diamonds. The diamonds are her air bubbles. The diamonds are coming from you. High Priestess, strength. Pretty incredible. 3 of Wands. King of Cups. I'll talk through all this. I don't expect you to do the reading for me. 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. Okay, so in the recent past, there was a lot of confusion. She had a lot of confusion. You might have a lot of confusion. In the past, there might be this, I'm not sure what to choose, or I'm not sure what I have the power to create in my life. I don't believe I have the power to create my life, so I don't. Okay? And that's what this card is all about shifting your story, changing your point of attraction. It comes from within you. All is possible from within you. You see how she's looking sort of to the outside of her? This was, Group B was very similar to this. Okay? Looking to the outside. Rainbow blessings are happening in your life when you look internally, when you see yourself as the gem, when you see yourself as the gift, as the blessing, rainbow blessings appear because you're aligning yourself with blessings, that you are a blessing. That is aligning yourself with more blessings, okay? The opportunity here is to really overcome something. So whoever's watching this may have some kind of illness. I didn't tell you that breast cancer story for nothing. This is about shifting your mindset about your physical health and about how you can aid in your own wellness by doing and being in alignment with all of those things. Now, this is not a replacement for Western medicine. This is not a replacement for any of those things, but it's certainly the vibration of being healthy, of being in good physical well-being aligns you more with practitioners that align themselves with physical well-being instead of focused on the disease and not the cure or not the vibration of wellness. Whatever is focused on the vibration of wellness is something to approach. And there are traditional doctors and nurse practitioners who embrace that just as much as there are holistic doctors or holistic practitioners that embrace that, right? All you have to do is align yourself with that and you will find somebody. You will not be in the position to go toward a physician who is not in alignment with that, okay? I feel like you might be battling something that requires a lot of concentration on your part. I do feel like you're moving beyond it. The 3 of Wands here, the Strength card. You may have an ancestor. King of Cups down here makes me feel like this is, you see how he's like Poseidon. This is Poseidon. And this is making me feel like you have a powerful advocate for you on the other side. Somebody who is caring and loving and helping you move in the direction of better health. Pay attention to your dreams. Okay? So 6 of Pentacles, to me, in this situation says that there are people out there who will help and support you. There will be generosity, okay, when aligning yourself. Rainbow blessings. You may come across somebody. This ancestor is guiding you. I don't know who this is. A male ancestor is taking a role in helping you move into a place of stronger well-being. My sense here is that you have a purpose, and you need to move through whatever the current challenge is here. You need to move through it, and moving through it, you're being guided by this male ancestor to align yourself with something that is vastly more healthy. Um, Changing your point of attraction. That is what I feel like the ancestor is saying. Even if this is Abraham himself, right? When Esther channels Abraham, and it's her guides, right? It's all these guides. She just gives us a name for them, okay, Abraham. But even if this is the guide, right? Great. Even if it's not your grandfather or your father who has passed or anything like that, you don't have to worry about that. There is a male ancestor in your line or in your line of guides who is assisting in helping you remove confusion and understand that you are worth it. You are worth the effort. You are coming into your strength when you understand your own worth and value. Okay, I know myself personally, I'd put myself in a lot of very precarious situations when I was very young, and because I didn't feel like I was worth anything, and I was like, who cares? Who's gonna care? Who's gonna care if I'm done? Who cares? And when I look on it back, I think that, oh my goodness, I was really in a pit of despair after my father passed away. And I was making it look easy for other people that I was fine, right? 4-letter word. I was really depressed, and it could have been life-threatening. I was very protected, and that's what is happening here for you too, okay? 7 of Wands I feel like this is protection around you. You see all the, are they hummingbirds or are they dragonflies? I think they're dragonflies or even fireflies around this horse. The magical unicorn. All right, you're a magical unicorn being protected. Being protected and things, people, resources are being brought to you. Once you change your point of attraction, you're going to find that doctor who is going to be more helpful for you. You're going to feel better because you're only going to do things that are in alignment with health and well-being. You're going to fix your money situation because you realize that you deserve to have the care, nurturing, protection, financial well-being, all of it, instead of giving it to an outside source. There is somebody here guiding you. Connect to it more deeply. There are messages that want to come through for you. You need to connect to your own guides more deeply, and there is a male ancestor who wants to connect to you. All right, I'm going to continue with this reading. We'll see where we go. I will talk more about timing. I do see Leo and Pisces here. Leo, Pisces. So we might look at that. We'll see where we go with the reading, okay? Link is below for the extended. If you'd like to continue on and get more information, feel free. See you over there.